Welcome back, everybody. It is Wednesday. It's May the 7th, 2025. Just had this dropped off. Package. It came all the way from China. It was ordered at the end of April, so the timeline's not too bad. I'm going to go ahead and unpackage it without boring you, and then I'll be back to show you what it is. Well, there it is. It is an odd guitar, to say the least. It may end up just being a wall hanger. It cost a whopping $60. I bought it just because it looked interesting, and it did look interesting, and it does look interesting. Frettings feel good. I have no idea how they did the electronics on this guitar. It's got a jack, it has knobs, there's no control panel on the back, so I have no idea what it will or won't do. I'm going to go plug it in and I'll be back. Welcome back, everybody. It is now Wednesday. It is May the 21st, 2025. It's 2 weeks since I got this guitar. We're busy taking care of other things, so I just sort of put this at the back of the bus. This is going to be a short video just to sort of give you a heads up. I already told you what it was called. I can't remember now. It doesn't really have a name. It's an interesting guitar. It has some definitely issues with it that I sort of could have anticipated, mostly due to the fact that there's no control panel on the back of the guitar. So there's no access to anything. So that told me immediately that there would be no preamp, and no preamp with a piezo pickup causes impedance issues. So I had to get a preamp, which is helpful, but it's not ideal. Again, this guitar is just really an oddball guitar. There's nothing else to say about it. It's sort of a rough build. It almost looks like someone who knows how to make guitars made it in their personal shop. There weren't too many available, and they ran out really quick. Couple interesting features about this guitar. It has a wooden nut, which you don't see very often. You know, the old Dan Electros used to have a wooden bridge, so I guess certainly is a reasonable thing. It sounds good. As an acoustic guitar, it actually has pretty good so it rings out pretty nice. I have no idea what the back of the guitar is made out of. It may be wood, it may be some kind of commodulation. You know, you can just see the details are just very rough. The neck was incredibly rough. I took some sandpaper to it. The detail of the strings in the back here, very rudimentary. Just a piece of copper looking, you know, there's no ferrules or anything. The strings just stick out. But the tuners work fine and it holds tune nice. It has the sort of interesting feature of having the fret markers over on the side here. The frets incredibly rough on the edges, need some smoothing out. I don't believe, actually I believe this has a transducer pickup, and the reason why I say so is when you play it, if you even lightly touch the top of the guitar, it rings out. And generally speaking, piezo pickups carry all the volume right here. This one feels like it's tucked up against the top of the guitar. So again, you know, but here's the good news. I called them and complained, and they gave it to me. So now we're talking about a free guitar. What's to complain about? And maybe over time I can figure out some of the glitches and put it together. But starting at $0, and it's still interesting. And you know, when I bought it, I thought if nothing else, it's just interesting looking. You know, it has that sort of striped African mahogany look. I'm sure it's bogus. You know, again, there's nothing. The pick guard is a very interesting shape. It's just sort of like a faux plastic leather, sort of like what you'd find on the side of a Dan Electro. But anyways, it's a weird guitar. Let's just put it that way. It's a weird guitar. And that's all I have to say. So I just wanted to finish this video because it had been 2 weeks. and there were some comments that needed to be made. This was the gizmo that I had to buy. It's a Behringer AD121 V-tone acoustic driver. So it's a preamp, and it does help because it balances out the signal of a no preamp piezo or a transducer pickup. Yeah, and I have no idea about those knobs, and they don't work very well, and they're sort of screwy, and it seems like the tone knob does more to affect the volume and vice versa. Again, it's a cheap guitar. I knew it was going to be a cheap guitar. It's too bad they didn't put a little more into the engineering of it. Even a cheap preamp would have made a huge difference. So anyways, there you go. We'll be back with another guitar, maybe today, maybe on another day, but I just wanted to put the period at the end of the sentence. Again, it is May the 21st, 2025, and thank you for joining us once again.